Oh shit. H-Row wants to get a damn GoPro. His parents is mad because they say they don't like the brand. I mean, oops. He doesn't want to get a GoPro. He wants to GoPro. My bad. I thought they were talking about the camera. Anyway, Araya is beating this motherfucking man down. He is beating H-Row's ass. Now, H-Row, he starts to try to use strategy and to try to make a comeback, and it's actually working. But what I like, and I love this shit, but it was one little smidget about it that I didn't like, but I love this shit. Araya starts looking, he says, man, this guy is doing every fucking thing that pisses me off. Like he went to tie his shoe and shit like that, hold up the game. Like, damn, I'm trying to play fast and he's playing slow. And then he said, bing, he's doing it on purpose. He said, this punk ass motherfucker is making me play his game on purpose. Not only that, he started to notice this guy is getting to my shots pretty fucking fast. How is that? And then he says, oh, he predicted my shots. So he went and did a test and found out that's exactly what H-Row was doing. So he started to compensate. And then he started to play strategically. And he's like, bing, his brain just opened up. Because before, what they said was the school he's coming from, where they learned to play, all they did was speed and power. That's it. Everybody made it based off that. They never went into any type of strategy or anything, just play. Basically, they're just out there playing and training. That's it. He never really thought, damn, should I do this or this or this or that? Never really thought of thinking strategically. And he was like, yo, wait, hold on. When I get mad, I always mess up. And he says, this motherfucker's making me mad on purpose. And he says, okay, I got to calm down. So he ended that weakness. He's no longer going to get frustrated and lose. So once he realized that, he said, damn, I'm playing better. I'm elevating. I'm evolving. I love that shit. Then there was one point where he says, I never even thought this much in the match. He said, I never had a match where I thought this much. H-Row forced him to play stronger. Now, remember, H-Row and Takuma, they went ahead and was in cahoots to take out Araya. But really, it's backfiring. And I was praying that it was going to backfire even harder. It's backfiring because it's just making Araya even better. Like he's thinking, damn, I don't have to just use speed and power. Let me think of what's the best thing to do in this situation. Like when he went in to test out whether H-Row was seeing where he was serving, and he switched it up and it worked. He said, damn, I need to start using strategy. And he even did it in a match with Takuma. Anyway, he finally beats H-Row. H-Row just wasn't good enough. Let's just keep it real. He used a lot of strategy in order to be able to keep up to that extent that he was, but he just wasn't good enough to keep up with this motherfucker, especially at the end. Araya says, damn, he said, hold on. I've been doing the same thing, and this kid has been countering, and he's starting to get better at it. He said, this is the last point I have to get. Let's switch it up. And he didn't hit it hard. He just used strategy. He switched it up on him right at the very end. And he was able to score. H-Row was able to counter it a little bit because he has good eyes. Once he seen it, he was able to get to it. His court coverage was just that good. But had he not had good eyes and been able to cover that court so well, Araya's strategy would have worked. Now, anyway, H-Row, he's a fucking G, but he doesn't even know it. He's talking to Natsu. Natsu tells him, what are you mad about? You played against somebody trying to go pro. This motherfucker puts his life into this game. He's been playing for, goddamn, what the hell? He's been playing for 20 years. He's a grown-ass man. He's about 40 years old. And, well, he's really 16, but you understand what I'm trying to say. He's like, he's a grown ass man. He's powerful. He's better than you. And you did that good against him in 1 year? He's only been playing for 1 year. You did very well. How many people could play for 1 year and catch up? Well, not catch up, but to be able to even compete competitively against someone who's very good, who's been playing for years? Not too many people. So he said, damn, you're right. So anyway, he went and seen Takuma in Araya's match. Takuma's looking at Araya, and he's like, damn, this motherfucker's starting to strategize. He said, the shit that we did backfired. This motherfucker's better now. That's what he said. The shit that me and H-Ro did, it backfired. Now, here's the one thing I didn't like about that. Being that we could see, I was going to say this in my review, that well, actually I did, about how Araya is getting better and he's evolving, and H-Ro forced him to evolve and think more because H-Ro is a real thinker, and he forced him to use strategy because he started seeing the strategy being used against him. I was a little irritated when they outright said it. Why? Because you're showing it in the actual anime. You're showing it. So it lets me think more when you say things implicitly. But being that they said it explicitly, it not only does it fuck it up for the viewer, he's like, damn, I was already thinking about that. I didn't need them to say it. I would rather be able to come to that conclusion on my own. But it also fucked up my review because now I can't brag and say, hey, I figured it out, and and all the other bullshit. So I couldn't brag like I wanted to. But the point is, I think it would have been better if they would have just shown Araya getting better and thinking and what Araya said, than to have the coach and Takuma all just explicitly say, hey, he's getting better because H-Ro forced him to think in that match and started to come up with strategies. Because it would have left the viewer in a position where they could think and come to that conclusion on their own. And it wasn't even that hard to come to. So it would have been better. It would have felt more like an accomplishment had they left it up to the viewers. That's how I feel sometimes. Not every time. Sometimes you just got to leave shit for the viewers to dissect. Anyway, he played Takuma, and he started to do very well. And he wound up losing in the end, though. This is his second match where he actually thought, which is why he was losing every other match to Takuma, because really they all said it. In terms of actual skill, power, speed, Araya and Takuma is like here. But Takuma keeps winning. They said, and on top of that, Takuma's been on a losing streak anyway. They said it's a mental thing. He got a mental block. So if that's the case, Araya should have won. But Takuma said, I can't let somebody who's trying to go pro beat me because he wants to go pro. He can't let that loss that happened to him a while ago that crushed him happen again. Where it's like, damn, now I'm losing against him. I can't lose. That type of deal. And plus that was somebody I never lost against. I can't let him beat me because if he surpasses me, that's pretty much it for me. Anyway, he winds up winning. I was kind of pissed. The reason I was pissed is because Araya turned around. I was like, damn, Araya, my man, he's gone. That's how I felt. And then Araya says, fuck that, I'm staying there. He said, fuck that, we in here. I was like, damn, that felt so cheap and cheesy and corny that he would do that, because they set up a match that made it very suspenseful for us because we didn't know whether someone's career in life was on the line. And he just said, fuck it. So I'm staying here. That was so cheap. But I don't want to sit there and harp on it too much, because in real life that does happen. I hate when motherfuckers do that. They'll make a bet and say, I bet you $10 that if this whatever happens, I'll pay you $10. If I win, I'll pay you $10. I mean, if I win, you pay me $10, and if I lose, I'll pay you $10, right? You win, and then they say, I was just playing. And then you think, well, what would have happened if I lost? Would you expect to get that money if I had lost? Well, that's how I feel with this, But I don't like I said, people like that do exist. So I don't want to harp on it too much, but it did bring that episode down a little bit. But also, one good thing was Araya really solidified how he was feeling when he did that, though. So it did play out a little bit better because he says, I can't give up because I know I'm getting ready to beat you. He said, I feel it. Basically, what he's implying is exactly what we were thinking. He said, man, Ichiro opened my brain up. I'm starting to think more. I hit a wall. Remember, he said he was only using power and speed. He hit a wall. He couldn't get any better. Now he finally got past that wall, and he got challenged mentally by Ichiro. He developed mentally, was able to overcome that, overcame at least two of his weaknesses from before, and was able to compete against Takuma competitively. He was able to compete against the motherfucker, and he felt that now that he's leveled up, he's got nowhere to go but up. So he's like, damn, I can't give up now that I'm finally getting better. He said, I'm finally getting better. I finally surpassed, I'm on the precipice of getting to the best point I've ever been in my life. I can't let this go at this point. You know, so I understand where he's coming from, and I feel him, but like I said, that it was still a little bit corny. Anyway, after that match, Ichiro meets a blast from the past. Some dude named Ike Turner. I mean, not Ike Turner, Ike Soji. Ike Soji. Same thing. He's related to Ike Turner. I think he's Ike Turner's grandson or something. But anyway, he comes in and he says, I heard about you. You're the guy that takes the notes. So he checks the guy's notes. And he's looking. He's like, man, this is some damn good shit here. But anyway, he tells him who he is. And Ichiro's like, whoa, fuck on now. And he said, this guy's a celebrity. And he says, tell the coach that I'm going to be coming back. He used to play there. Now, when I found out, oh shit, this dude is a professional, and he used to go to that school, he used to play with those students, I said, this must be the guy. They said also he's a prodigy. Now, Takuma said that he used to think that he was a prodigy until he found out somebody else was a prodigy. I'm thinking Ike was the one, Ike was the one that was fucking Takuma up. Fucked him in the ass, in the butt. No butter, no lube, no grease, no jelly, no nothing. And that's what made him just want to quit. I think he was the one who did it. He's good enough to do it. The motherfucker's a pro. Anyway, Ichiro goes home to his parents and he lets them know, or he implies that I might want to go pro. His parents went off. Well, his mom really. She said, who the fuck you talking to now? She said, this better be a joke. And Ichiro says, well, I'll just imply. He said, I'm not seriously, he said, I didn't seriously consider it yet. And she says, oh, okay, haha, you can get back to cram school now. Otherwise, I'm going to bust you upside your fucking head. Anyway, later on, he does some thinking. He talks to Natsu. He thinks about what happened with that dude Soji and whatnot. He does some research. He said, you know what? Fuck it. I need to go pro. Does some research, puts together a nice little pamphlet, you know, where he gave to his parents in order to convince them that he should go pro. He said, well, this is how it's going to work. If I go pro and I can win matches, he said, I will be making a ton of fucking money, meaning I'll be able to provide for myself and I will be a success. And, you know, I'll be productive. And I'll make a good living for myself. That's what it's about. That's what going to school and everything's about, making a good living for yourself. And I'll be doing what I like in order to do it. He says also, I did studies on people that weren't able to win matches to see where I would be if I wind up like them. He also said that a lot of those guys still keep playing tennis, but they become coaches, teachers, and things of that nature, and still make a decent living. He said, so even if I can't live extravagant and not, you know, and I can't make it to the level I want, if I fall, I can still keep playing tennis without doing the college thing and still have a decent lifestyle, which made a lot of sense. He says, "Oh, I can fall back on tennis. Not only I plan," he said, "there's no plan B. I can play tennis, become filthy fucking rich, or if I don't, I can still fall back on tennis, by switching the strategy up, becoming a teacher or a coach or something like that." His parents was mad. She says, "If you say one more word, I'm gonna knock the fuck out of you." That's what she told Ichiro. And he convinced the dad. I'm thinking the dad is like, "Yo, my son is finally interested in something. We can't force him to be a lawyer or a teacher like we always wanted him to be. Let's go ahead and give him this opportunity." He says, "I'm going to take 1 year off of, studying and shit like that. I might drop to a B student and prove whether I can make it professionally. If I can make it professionally, why not let me go ahead and do that? If I can't, then I'll give it up." And his mom says, "I'm hoping this motherfucker is going to lose and fall flat on his face so I can tell him to hit them books, become a lawyer, or become the scientist that we always wanted you to be, even though you don't want that for yourself because we feel it's better for you." Anyway, he's able to convince the dad. The dad's able to convince the mom, even though she's really got a second plan for his ass. Now he's going into hardcore training, and they welcomed him to Court A. They said it's time for the big leagues. The dude, his coach told him, "We're taking you seriously. Within 1 year, you were able to make this much progress. So now that you said that you want to go pro," he said, "you're going to have the pro training now. We're going to give you pro tools. That way you can become an engineer and start rapping. You start your hip hop career." No, I'm joking. But they taking him seriously. They said, "Now you're going to really start training. It's some serious shit." He went from Court D to Court A. That's some shit. Really, he's supposed to be on Court B, though, to be honest, because he's not on Court late. Wait, hold on. That dude that's ranked 6C, he's on Court A. What's he doing on Court A? I would think like only the first, no more than 5, maybe 4, C4 would be on Court A. But really, even still, he's still not experienced enough. I wouldn't put him on Court A. I mean, I would put him on Court A because he's going pro. But if we really want to challenge his skill level and actual experience and whatnot, he'd probably be on Court B, if he wasn't deciding on going pro, I would think. Anyway, that dude Soji shows up, plays a practice match with him. He has an upcoming match, so he can't go all out. When he sees his people leave, he tells Ichiro that let's play a real match. He said, "Let's play for real," because he really wants to have a competitive match and not, bore himself. Ichiro says, "Okay." Good thing is that's going to show him exactly where he's at in terms of being a professional from now on. Like in terms of going pro, he can see where a real pro is at, and not even just a real pro, a real prodigy. The dude, I think he's just starting to become a pro, but still, he's still a pro. So now he sees where he's at. Okay, let me see. Okay, off topic. Under which conditions would you burn alive your own daughter, which you already have known committed any crime? Wait, hold on. Under which conditions would you burn alive your own daughter, which you already know never committed any crimes? Oh, if it's $10 billion on the line, I gotta burn my daughter. No, I'm playing. I can't see under any conditions. Okay, that Game of Thrones made Bankai go rage mode. Oh shit, Bankai. I ain't know Bankai had a rage mode. Damn. Okay, Berserk. Okay, even Griffith would have hesitated in doing that. Okay, Larry was right about Game of Thrones. Okay, so he was right. Laughing my ass off. I was about to say that Larry never trusted Stannis. The guy was right. Even Mean's crazy ass wouldn't do something like that, even if faced with the eternal struggle. I couldn't do anything like that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 5. Oh, shit. I wanted to say 5 out of 5, but goddamn, I'm telling you that Araya shit fucked it up. 4.5 out of 5. I really wanted to say 5 out of 5. God damn. Like I was getting ready to say 5 out of 5, and that shit kept haunting me. I mean, because that shit was really fucking corny. You know what I'm saying? And classless and tasteless. This shit was really fucking corny. But everything else was great. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that. Okay, anyway, go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe, because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke, and you got the power to change that. Peace.